Developing now, Auburn's Haley Center reopens after another threat this morning.
Auburn's Recreation and Wellness Center is now open, but was it worth the big price tag?
And later, are ebooks knocking traditional print books off the shelves? All this and more on J3020 News.
Hi, and welcome to J3020 News. I'm Mary Kate Scher.
And I'm Alex Durrence. Less than a week after a threatening message was found on the wall of a campus bathroom, another message, this time a bomb threat, was found in the Haley Center. Students and faculty were evacuated and police dogs were brought in to search the building. Nothing was found and the building reopened in time for 2 p.m. classes.
Now that the threat is over, students are getting back to normal activities, including their workouts. Thousands of students sweated out daily at the university's new Recreation and Wellness Center. But with its expensive price tag, are students happy with the bang they're getting for their buck? In the fall of 2013, Auburn University's Recreation and Wellness Center had its long-awaited grand opening. After years of using the low-tech Student Activities Center for campus recreation, students can't get enough of the new facility.
Last semester, our highest number was about 3,200. That was pretty good besides the grand opening day. This semester we broke 4,000 a couple times. A good day over at the ACT would probably be close to 1,000 students a day.
In 2009, students voted to increase their fees from $750 to $200 to pay for the $72 million building. It took more than 2 years to build the 240,000 square foot facility that is now the home of campus recreation. With so much space, the Wellness Center offers something for everyone.
My favorite part is definitely the classes. I have a group fitness pass, so it lets me take the classes that they offer here. I usually come about an hour a day, 5 days a week. With the country's longest indoor track, plenty of weight and cardio equipment, and new features like this game room, it's no wonder this new facility is so popular. Since its opening in August of 2013, more than 285,000 people have swiped in. One popular feature, group fitness, is an old favorite campus rec brought from the Student Act. With the extra room, the program has seen a lot of growth.
I said, how about let's starting a student training program? So we began with 4 students, and it is now grown from 2008 to 2014 to 83 instructors. So 164 classes from 6 to 164.
While the Group Fit program has been growing for years, other features, like Auburn Outdoors, are brand new.
We actually have surprisingly been pretty busy. We've had a couple weekends where all of our bikes were out, several of our boats were out, tents and backpacks and stuff. For only being open for 2 months, we're doing pretty well.
Judging by its popularity with the students, it seems the center was worth the money and the wait. On Saturday, Auburn football and baseball legend Bo Jackson held his annual charity event, Bo Bikes Bama. Jackson and 500 other riders biked through the area to raise money to build tornado shelters. Other riders included former Major League Baseball player Ken Griffey Jr. and former NFL star Donald Driver. If you want to learn more about the event or care to donate, visit bobikesbama.com.
Not many people can say they know the public address announcer of a football stadium. Auburn University's PA announcer finds himself both behind and away from the microphone. Silence, the sound that takes over Jordan-Hare Stadium in winter. In a few short months, the cold and gray will give way to rampant orange and blue, and this voice will be heard once again.
Correct Jordan-Hare Stadium time is 1:30. We're 1 hour away from the kickoff of today's game between the University of Alabama and the Auburn Tigers.
People know the voice, but unlike the statues and pictures outside the stadium, people don't know who he is. Meet Rick Smith, the man behind the microphone, who in addition to being the stadium's PA announcer, is a professor at the school, a job he has loved ever since it came up 25 years ago.
What I love most about my job is spending time with students, getting to know who they are and what they're all about. I'll often have people I know who are older than students, my age and older, who will say, I'm worried about the future. These kids today, I don't know what's going to happen. But I tell them, I said, I spend all day, every day with students who are that age, who are the future. And I said, I find it encouraging with their their knowledge and their excitement about life, and the high ideals they have.
The same students who Smith loves to come and interact with every day on campus are the same ones who love being in one of his classes. Some feel him being the PA announcer is an added bonus.
So it was cool just to think that you're being taught by the football announcer, and he's been in the business for so long. He worked in radio and all that, and so he's got a ton of real world experience. He tells all these stories from stuff he's been involved in that relate to communications or broadcast, and it was really neat just to get that kind of background on it.
Other students who sit in on one of his classes feel that Smith means much more to Auburn, despite his ties to another SEC school.
I mean, I think Rick is the epitome of an Auburn man. He definitely holds the values of the creed very dearly, and it's, even though he went to South Carolina for his undergrad, it's very obvious that he's embodied the culture of Auburn.
If being the public address announcer for an SEC football team, doing commencement ceremonies, and teaching classes wasn't enough, Smith even found the time to publish his own book. What began as letters to his son and conversations with students became a 200-page book titled Every Day is an Audition. Critics have spoken, and with reviews from thought-provoking and insightful to a must-read for college students, the book, like Smith's career, is an overwhelming success. No need to worry, though. Despite his success in writing, Smith will continue to be the voice of Jordan-Hare Stadium for the upcoming football season.
There's a new flavor on Auburn's campus, and it has students going green.
Weather has been beautiful these past few days. J3020's Juan Price will have the forecast later on in J3020 News.
On-campus dining is always a hot topic for Auburn students. This semester, the new Plains to Plate venue is making a buzz with its farm-to-table concept. When students returned from winter break, they were surprised to find Good Greek replaced in Lupton Hall. But the fresh choices at Plains to Plate have proved to be a satisfying change.
A committee met with Chef Topel, and their biggest concern was healthy and actually some dietary needs. They've got some people on campus that have gluten issues, they have lactose issues, so we tried to come up with a menu that was geared more toward that lifestyle, more healthy, fresh, and even going local and even going green.
Plains to Plate isn't the only venue offering healthier options. Thanks to the student input, Tiger Dining has made changes to Foy, Village, and Terrell dining halls as well.
The rise of the ebook industry has bookstores and libraries all over the country scrambling to keep up. And the ones in Auburn are no different. J3020's Piers Quinn has the story.
When one steps into the bookstore on Auburn's campus, they will notice the amount of Apple products that are available for purchase. This is because Apple is a company that benefits from the growing trend of ebook readers, or people that read online. The new trend has forced traditional bookstores to come up with new ways to sell products and stay in business.
No, I think that's the thing that I go home thinking about at night is what's coming, how do we prepare for it. I think that's been the topic in the bookstore, in the college bookstore industry, is how do college bookstores remain relevant.
For now, Auburn's bookstore won't have to answer that question. Half of the bookstore's sales come from the prices off of textbooks, either through rental or from purchase. In addition, the bookstore has set up a system that enables students to have their print books ordered to them online. However, more and more classes are turning toward online-only resources for students, including textbooks and assignments. Auburn's library is also feeling the effects of ebooks, as students nowadays only use the library's printed resources when they can't be found online.
The first example I could think of is if they're doing historical research. For example, we have an excellent collection on Civil War history, Civil War books published immediately after the Civil War, memoirs of the generals, which might not have made it to online yet.
Still, most students use the library either for studying together or looking up something online. A few can be seen copying from printed material or wandering the library's rows of books, but the reality is that these people are few and far between. A survey conducted last year showed that the population of ebook readers in the U.S. had increased from 16% to 23%, while the number of print readers declined from 72% to 67%. This doesn't mean people don't go to bookstores anymore, though.
Usually I get them from a dedicated bookstore, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, sometimes little smaller places, stuff like that.
Hastings is the only bookstore of its kind in the area, so its survival depends on the amount of customers it can get. Since customers come in on a daily basis, it shows that printed books might still have a future.
Even with the rise of reading using digital resources, bookstores like Hastings have found ways to make printed books still in high demand.
Hastings has used discounts and reduced sales prices in order to remain relevant, as well as having the option of purchasing used books. At the end of the day, though, sometimes it all just comes down to personal preference.
I prefer printed books. I don't really know why. I guess just the idea of having the physical book in my hand. I can't really explain it, but...
Pierce Quinn, J3020 News.
E-book readers and traditional books can be purchased at your local bookstores.
The flu has been making its way around campus this semester. J3020 has tips on how you can beat the bug.
And still ahead, the city of Lochapoka is raising money for the Lee County Historical Society in a sweet way. All this and more coming up on J3020 News.
Auburn has been hit hard with the flu bug this season. We sat down with Dr. Fred Combe of the Auburn University Medical Center for some tips on how to avoid getting sick. Here's what he had to say.
Number 1, wash your hands. Number 2, wash your hands. Number 3, wash your hands. So it's washing your hands, avoiding people who, appear to be ill, someone that's coughing, stuff like that. Number 3, if you are someone who think maybe you may be getting ill, quarantine yourself. Don't go to school or don't go to work. Seek medical care if you need. If you got a cough, don't cough in your hands, because if you cough in your hand and then you open the door or you put your hand on a desk or whatever, that's part of how the flu virus transmits from one person to another.
And a few more tips to keep you healthy this season are: get a flu shot every year, carry alcohol-based hand sanitizer for when you aren't near a sink, routinely clean surfaces in your house like doorknobs, handles, and phones, and finally, stay up on your sleep, drink plenty of fluids, and eat a balanced diet.
Those tips are really handy. I'll be sure to keep those in the back of my mind. But, I wonder if Arnold Palmer's going to count towards that fluid intake.
I kind of doubt that, Alex, but hopefully the weather won't make you feel any worse. Here's Juan Price with the forecast.
This is J3020 weather. Currently we have temperatures looking good with 63 here in Auburn. We have 71 in Montgomery, 70 in Selma, down to Dothan, 66. The hot spot for today is Andalusia with reaching 76 degrees, so it's definitely going to be a great time to go out, enjoy your time with your family. Looking ahead to tonight, we are expecting lows down to mid to low 50s. Rain's going to be moving in here for got a 30% chance of rain, and for tomorrow actually is going to be probably, you might want to bring an umbrella outside because it's going to be raining all day. We're expecting 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain locally throughout the southeast, not just here in Alabama. Looking at the radar, we have rain all the way from New Orleans and Baton Rouge, going all the way down to Florida and up to the Carolinas. Looks like it's going to be kind of a wet, muggy day. It's not going to be a good day to be out and about. You might want to take all your plans that you had outside and bring them back indoors because it will be very wet. Now looking ahead to Saturday, we have rain in the forecast for Saturday. There's a big yellow patch right here of heavy rain right above where Montgomery is. So this probably will be coming to affect us because the rain is coming from the west and going all the way from the Gulf Coast, to the Atlantic Ocean. So for your 7-day forecast, we have temperatures right now for tomorrow going to be in the 60s, but as we go along, it's going to be warming up every day. It's going to be great weekend, great time to start, great Monday. Tuesday is our next best chance for rain with 30% chance, but it'll be 80 degrees. And on Thursday, it's going to be really nice with an 86 for the weather, maybe 90s maybe in some local areas. Definitely great time to plan, get ready for the weekend, and get ready for the start of the week. That's all I have for you here with the weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Juan. We'll try to remember our umbrellas.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get on the golf course this weekend, so keep those fingers crossed.
Well, Auburn fans got a sneak peek at how next season's team is looking at A-Day last weekend. We've got details for you coming up.
And Lochapoka is putting people's sweet tooth to use for a good cause. We'll be right back with the story on J3020 News.
Auburn University isn't waiting until 2016 to get into the Summer Olympic spirit. J3020's Alex Dorenz has the story.
Since the Beard Eves Coliseum hosted its final basketball game 4 years ago, the building hasn't heard this sound. Now, thanks to the USA Team Handball Residency Program and a few graduate students, the sounds of team handball can be heard in the Coliseum. Open to students, faculty, and staff, the fast-paced, high-scoring game has club president Maurice Godwin in high hopes.
We like to be competitive. We like to maybe win, if possible. But we want to have a good, strong showing to where not only the school and the faculty and staff are taking note of handball as a sport, but the community at large. Since the new club sport arrived on campus this past fall, it's been an overwhelming success. But with those connected to the sport, it's been a shoot and score.
I think that they're doing a great job with it so far, and I think it's going to grow and it's going to become one of the top sports, club sports here at Auburn and here in the near future.
In the meantime, the club continues to practice and grow every day.
War Eagle on three. 1, 2, 3, War Eagle!
Alex Dorenz, J3020 News.
The team recently took 9th place in their first College Nationals tournament. Assistants of new Auburn basketball coach Bruce Pearl are working hard to recruit Bibb County hoop star Danjel Purifoy. Widely considered the top 2015 college basketball prospect in the state of Alabama, the 6'6" senior has offers from Kentucky, Florida, Michigan State, and Wichita State, but Purifoy said the Tigers are rising up his list of favorites. Pearl's NCAA penalty prevents him from recruiting until August, but Purifoy said he'll be committed to a school by then. He plans to make an unofficial trip to the Plains this week. Switching over to football, the Auburn Tigers began their quest to repeat as SEC champions with Saturday's A-Day game, which attracted more than 70,000 fans. Split into teams of blue and white, Auburn's first team offense fired on all cylinders, with quarterback Nick Marshall completing 13 of 22 passes for 236 yards and 4 touchdowns. Coach Gus Malzahn caught a glimpse into the future of the running back position as Cameron Artis-Payne attempts to fill the void left by Trey Mason. On defense, the blue team held the white team to just 3 points. The white team was gashed repeatedly, however, raising concerns about the defense's depth. The final score was 58-3. The 78th edition of the Masters Golf Tournament concluded this past weekend in Augusta, Georgia, with the University of Georgia alumni Bubba Watson claiming the prize. It was Watson's second Masters win in 3 years. Notably absent was Tiger Woods, who withdrew from the tournament with a back injury. That's all in sports today.
In February 2011, Peggy Mitchell and other residents of Lochapoka came up with the idea of a cake contest in order to raise money for the Lee County Historical Society.
The cake must be at least 100 years old or 3 generations. And so we went that direction, and it was a success. So I think it's getting larger and larger each year.
Founded in 1868, the Historical Society funds both Pioneer Park and the blacksmith shop, which has always been tradition in Lochapoka. However, what drew visitors to the park on this day involved forging cake, not steel.
Here at Lochapoka's Pioneer Park, the 4th annual Heritage Cake Contest has its biggest turnout in years, and the audience will find out who really takes the cake.
It is inside Lochapoka's Trade Center Museum where the cake contest is taking place. Display cases of artifacts and native wildlife are scattered around the museum for visitors to observe, while the cakes are judged in a private room. These 3 judges decide whose cake will go home as the winner by sampling each cake and then writing down their scores on how it tasted. After an hour of waiting, the results are in. Lochapoka native Josie Ettinger was among 3 finalists, placing 3rd despite it being her first year competing. She credits her spice cake to her great-grandmother.
My grandmother was born in 1898, so her mother would have baked it probably in the mid-1800s.
A lemon cheesecake belonging to Becky Mayberry Oliver claimed first place. Pierce Quinn, J3010 News.
Wow, lemon cheesecake? Wow, hopefully the audience didn't hear my stomach grumble with my little mic here, but
I think you're good. That's all we have for you tonight on J3020. Thanks for watching.
To stay tuned to all the latest breaking news, download our mobile app, available in the App Store for iTunes and the Google Play Store for Android.
We'll see you tomorrow.